Aaron Milton, a freshman engineering student, travels to an Ivy League university with his parents, Phil and Susan. On the way, he sketches a man chained to a heavy ball, showing his love for art rather than science. At his dorm, his controlling mother gives him a framed certificate and his old scout scarf and badges. She says they represent his success, but Aaron is unsure about hanging them up. His roommate, Bill, soon arrives with his girlfriend Fiona, and Aaron introduces them to his parents. Before leaving, Phil warns Aaron not to repeat his mistakes and hands him an envelope, leaving before Aaron can ask what he means. That night, Bill explains the doorknob rule. Hanging a necktie on the door means not to enter. When Aaron suggests using notes instead, Bill assumes he's inexperienced. Aaron denies it and jokingly suggests using his scout scarf as the tie. Later, Aaron reads the letter from his father, which contains awkward advice about relationships. He reacts with disgust and folds it away. The next morning, Aaron struggles to find his classroom and meets Darcy, who is also lost and lives in the same dorm. For his elective, Aaron attends an advanced design class taught by Professor Van Auken, who helped him get his scholarship. The professor challenges the class to create a device that allows someone to walk on water. Bored, Aaron sketches Jesus standing above shark-filled water instead. After class, Aaron asks to switch electives, but the professor insists he belongs in engineering because of his talent. Later, Aaron accidentally walks into a drawing class, thinking it's engineering. The instructor likes his sketches and lets him stay, seating him beside an older student named Linda. The class is told to draw a nude model using simple lines, but Aaron instead draws a figure that looks like exposed muscles. After class, Linda invites Aaron to skip their next lectures and get coffee. At the cafe, she looks through his sketchbook and praises his talent. Aaron almost asks why she's in college at her age, but hesitates. She notices his curiosity, but doesn't answer. The next morning, Linda invites Aaron to dinner at her apartment the following night. She mentions she'll make lasagna and adds a playful comment that makes the shy freshman blush. That evening, Aaron goes to a Hawaiian-themed dorm party, where he meets Darcy, who can tie a cherry stem with her tongue. Bill soon interrupts and makes an inappropriate comment, offending Darcy and causing her to leave. When Bill apologizes, another partygoer suddenly dumps a bucket of water on Darcy and Aaron, forcing them to leave. The next day, a car honks outside the dorm, and Aaron realizes it's Linda. He grabs a bottle of wine and goes with her. After he leaves, Bill and his friends watch from the window and notice Aaron with an older woman. During the drive, Linda opens up, explaining that she returned to college after spending years fully living her life. When they arrive at her apartment, Linda takes a shower while Aaron looks around. He is suddenly confronted by Beth, a foul-mouthed punk teen who demands to know who he is. She reveals she's Linda's roommate and daughter, and they argue briefly until Linda steps in. At dinner, Beth mentions that Linda doesn't drink alcohol. Later, Aaron drinks wine by himself while Linda admits she feels out of place at college. Aaron reassures her, saying she stands out because of her confidence. Linda turns up the music, and they all dance together. That night, a drunk Aaron falls asleep on the couch with a blanket and a cat beside him. He wakes up to see Linda letting a man into the apartment. As they go into another room, Beth approaches Aaron, knowing he's pretending to sleep. Feeling uncomfortable, Aaron tries to leave, but Beth suddenly kisses him. Shocked, he pushes her away. When Linda hears the noise, she comes to check, causing Beth to hide and Aaron to pretend to be asleep again. After class the next day, Aaron returns to his dorm and sees his scout scarf hanging on the doorknob, meaning Bill is having private time. This keeps happening for several days, leaving Aaron with nowhere to sleep properly. Exhausted, he asks Linda for help, and she offers to let him rest at her apartment. While driving, a police car follows them, making Aaron panic. When they pull over, he learns the officer, Wes, is Linda's boyfriend. That night, Wes joins them for dinner and openly flirts with Linda while she cooks, making things uncomfortable. Beth suddenly appears behind Wes and points a weapon at him as a prank, which annoys him. Seeing the tension between her daughter and boyfriend, Linda gives Beth some money and tells her to buy eclairs and cigarettes with Aaron. At the store, Beth charms the clerk, Ray, and introduces Aaron as her troubled cousin. Aaron goes along with the lie. The clerk flirts with Beth and asks her out, but she brushes him off, saying he's too old. As Aaron pays, Beth secretly steals cherry-flavored cigars for him. When they return, Beth sees Linda and Wes arguing. She invites Aaron into her room, where she works on her art. Aaron sketches her and gives her the drawing, which makes her smile. Later, Aaron goes to Linda's room, and she asks him to sit on the bed so they can talk. Aaron worries about what Wes might think of him staying there. Linda explains that Wes doesn't believe men and women can just be friends. She admits Wes is attractive, but says she has no romantic feelings for him. They begin teasing each other and end up kissing. Although Linda kisses him back, she pulls away and tells Aaron to stop before it goes too far. Aaron kisses her again anyway, and she angrily tells him to leave. As he exits, he passes an angry Beth in the hallway. The next day, Aaron listens to a worried voicemail from his mother, who knows he's skipping classes. Over the following days, Aaron continues attending his advanced engineering class, but enjoys his drawing course more, especially because he can flirt with Linda. When Professor Van Auken asks him to solve a problem on the board, Aaron freezes and admits he needs to visualize it first. The professor refuses to let him leave until he finishes the problem. Afterward, Aaron goes to the library to study the equations and read about water striders, but he eventually falls asleep. Before the library closes, Darcy wakes him and invites him for coffee. At the cafe, Darcy confronts him, asking if the rumors about him dating a married woman with kids are true. Aaron explains that Linda isn't married and has only one daughter. He also admits that because Bill is always having private time in their room, he sometimes has to sleep at Linda's place. Before returning to the dorm, Aaron kisses Darcy, and she kisses him back. Back in the room, Aaron hangs his scarf on the doorknob to signal privacy. Bill still knocks, and Aaron tells him to go away. As Aaron and Darcy start to undress, he notices her armpit hair. Darcy explains that she doesn't believe in removing body hair. When Aaron touches her hairy leg, he hesitates and pulls back. Feeling insulted, Darcy storms out. Aaron follows her into the hallway. Some students laugh at him as she leaves. When Aaron returns to his room, he unexpectedly finds Beth waiting for him. She asks if he's sleeping with her mother. When Aaron denies it, Beth confesses that she's in love with him and says she feels a spark whenever she sees him. Aaron shuts her down, saying he won't date someone younger than him. Beth insists and starts undressing, but Bill walks in and assumes Aaron is sleeping with Linda's daughter. Panicking, Aaron grabs his keys and drives Beth back to her apartment. While Aaron is gone, his mother calls the dorm phone and Bill answers. When she learns Aaron isn't there, she warns Bill that she'll hold him responsible if Aaron doesn't contact her within 24 hours. After dropping Beth off, Aaron returns to the dorm and finds his scarf hanging on the doorknob again. Ignoring it, he confronts Bill about constantly having people over and never letting him sleep. When Bill insists Aaron should respect the signal, Aaron grabs a lighter and burns the scarf, setting off the fire alarm. Everyone is forced to evacuate the building. Outside, Bill asks what's wrong. Aaron finally admits that he's in love with Linda, but she's dating a cop. The next day, Aaron attends Linda's writing class. Professor Krause praises Aaron's essay, but notes he isn't officially enrolled. He then returns Linda's paper with a D grade, explaining it lacked analysis and depth. When she asks for another chance, the professor refuses. Frustrated, Linda confides in Aaron, saying she doesn't belong at the university. Aaron offers to help her pass the course. That night, Aaron tries to apologize to Beth, but she refuses to talk. He follows her to a store and sees Ray giving her an illegal substance. When he confronts her, Beth reveals she had to care for her mom as a child, implying Linda isn't stable. Aaron suggests she stay with her grandmother, but Beth complains that her grandmother is too controlling. Back home, Beth notices Linda with a ring and learns that Wes plans to propose. Beth disapproves and speaks rudely to her mother. Wes follows and scolds her, while Linda clarifies to Aaron that she hasn't accepted him yet. In Beth's room, she tells Wes he will never be part of their family. Wes mutters a curse, and Beth provokes him further so her mom will hear. Linda and Aaron rush upstairs to intervene, but Wes accidentally hits Linda, and she orders him out of the house. That night, Linda drives Aaron home with Beth in the back seat. Wes appears behind them, and Linda speeds up to escape. A dog suddenly crosses the road, forcing her to slam on the brakes, and the car crashes into a fire hydrant. Beth and Aaron suffer minor injuries, while Linda breaks her neck and is hospitalized. Aaron stays at Linda's house to look after Beth. Hearing her cry, he comforts her, assuring her it's not her fault. She kisses him, but he pulls away. When she begs him to stay, Aaron ends up sleeping beside her. The next day, Aaron builds his water-walking apparatus. He also brings get-well balloons for Linda, who is feeling better after her accident. In class, Professor Auken gives Aaron his test booklet, which has a D. He compliments Aaron's drawing, but questions why he can't solve the equations. On his way back to the dorm, Aaron notices his parents' car parked outside. When he enters, his furious mother confronts him about the car accident with an older woman. Aaron defends himself, saying Linda is his friend and that they need her. Linda then invites Aaron's parents over for dinner. During the meal, she mentions that she first met Aaron in an art class, which prompts Susan to dismiss it as impractical. Beth praises Aaron, calling him the next Picasso, but Susan insists she doesn't want her son to starve. In the kitchen, Susan accuses Linda of taking advantage of Aaron's vulnerable mind, and Linda tells her to stop. Later, when Susan volunteers to take dessert to the table, an irritated Linda drinks wine and heads to the living room, inviting everyone to dance. Susan refuses. Suddenly, Wes knocks on the door and sees his ex dancing with another man. Aaron pushes him outside and explains that the man is his father. When Wes says he wants to reconcile with Linda, Aaron tells him to leave and promises to inform her himself. Susan witnesses the confrontation and stops the dancing, then orders Linda to stay away from Aaron. In response, Linda kisses Aaron in front of Susan, shocking everyone. She insults Susan for being restrictive and cold toward Phil. Susan slaps Linda and tells Aaron to leave with them, but he refuses. Phil supports Aaron's decision. Later, Aaron talks to Beth, who tells him he made the wrong choice by staying with Linda over his mother. That night, he sleeps beside the drunk Linda but dreams of being intimate with Beth. Suddenly, Linda wakes up, mentioning Wes's name while being intimate, which prompts Aaron to leave. As he exits the apartment, Beth, having heard everything, curses him and tells him never to come back. When he returns to his dorm, Aaron finds Bill having a private moment with Darcy. After Darcy leaves, Bill apologizes to Aaron, saying they were talking about him before getting intimate. Aaron admits that he also spent time with Linda, but she was thinking about someone else. Feeling overwhelmed, Aaron says he has lost his friends and family and worries that if he can't prove his math the next day, he'll lose his scholarship. The next day in class, Aaron explains his equation and shows a drawing of his professor using the water walking device. Professor Van Auken corrects him, pointing out that the Strider must be lightweight for the device to work. He challenges Aaron to fix his calculations and says he looks forward to seeing him at the pool competition. Later that day, as Aaron works on the problem, Linda calls to say that Beth is missing. Aaron rushes to Linda's house and scolds her for not searching harder. He finds Beth upstairs at the store with Ray and his friends, but they throw him out. Aaron then calls Wes, and together they rescue Beth. While waiting in the police car, Beth says she wants the get-well balloons Aaron gave her mom, joking that they would help her fly away. They take Beth home, and Linda hugs her tightly. Afterward, Aaron calls his mother and thanks her for everything she's done for him. The next day, the engineering students test their devices in the pool, but most of them fail. Aaron arrives late, but successfully walks across the water. He uses balloons to reduce his weight, allowing his device to work. His professor is amazed and praises his achievement. The following day, Aaron sees Wes loading furniture into a truck and learns that Linda and Beth are moving to Jacksonville to live with Linda's mother. The news saddens him. Linda thanks Aaron for his support, and Beth promises to visit him in 4 years. Aaron says he'll never forget her. They share an emotional goodbye before leaving. After Wes drops him back at the university, Aaron runs into Darcy, who comments on how interesting his life has been. Aaron jokingly asks about her cherry stem trick, and she confirms she ties it before putting it in her mouth. As he walks away, Aaron finally accepts himself as an engineer and realizes his true passion is understanding how things work.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.